Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. First light was good. Hey, y'all, what's up? I wasn't gonna give this any energy. I don't like giving people screen time. I really don't. But you know what? I'll bite. I got time. I'm about to go out. It's Friday, 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I'll bite because I had the most crazy week-long interaction. I think it's been a week. They just removed me off of the app, like Tinder and shit. Bro, Tinder. I ain't trying to talk no shit, but the Tinder one is kind of concerning me. Hold on, let me get y'all propped up, right? Can y'all see me? Oh, well, obviously y'all can see me. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and bite. I'm gonna bite and share this information. Let me plug up my phone because I gotta talk to y'all. I made little notes. Nice guys finish last. No, honestly, a lot of nice guys aren't actually that nice. They're some of the most abusive ones you might actually meet. Nice guys, in that statement in itself, the nice guys finish last. A lot of them are. Right, okay. I'm getting ready to go out, so I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible. I just put in some bubble braids in my hair. I saw a girl on IG do it. I'm gonna tag her on IG. And I just finished. But anyways, yeah, so what's up, y'all? Your girl had a little week, okay? It's been a lot going on. And I met somebody through, I don't even like talking to nobody, bro. Dating's getting disgusting to me. The dating scene, like, I don't like talking to anybody because unfortunately some people with attachment issues, I've had them before in the past too, don't know how to move with people. It's entitlement, it's greed, it's feeling like you're owed. Even if you don't spend no money, even just people chat you with, I feel like I got played, he wasted my time. I thought dating is talking to somebody to see if you like them. And if you decide you don't like them, you communicate that. Why I do that exact same thing, or like if you're not sure, whatever it is, and I got demonized for it. So I meet this person and they were doing everything that I ever wanted out of a relationship. And I noticed that I've been getting the princess treatment out of some of the most seemingly, I can't call him, I know my last one was, but the ones who look like they might end up hurting you either emotionally or physically, I be getting the princess treatment out of those, and then they switch up. So I learned from my last little 2-month Tinder thing that that was spitting on me, slapping me, but would cry when I would check his ass. I had a whole story talking about that. I learned from that. I was already seeing signs with this one. I was like, oh no, we gotta go. So he went and removed himself off my little Tinder or whatever. So I don't hold on, because I took notes. I don't even have that Discord or whatever. But we ended up chatting, we matched. He's like, hey, yo, what's up? I'm like, yo, what's up? We kicked it off. We talking about, right now I'm benching One Piece. We got to talking about like specific One Piece references. We were like, oh my God, laughing it up. Kikiing, talking about breakfast food. And he like Legos. I just got into Legos. I want to start getting the Lego flowers and collecting, because I think that's so beautiful, and it's a way to have flowers you can always keep for yourself. So I started talking about that. He was like, so it sounds like I'm about to take you to the Lego store. We pick out a set and build it together for our first date. I was like, what? Like, I'm over here. I'm like, yes, like, of course. We talking about breakfast, etc. I think this interaction lasted for a week, y'all. A week. Okay, so we're talking on Tinder. It's a good match, a good little vibe. I'm like, all right, cool. I haven't seen him in person. I see his pictures. I'm like, okay, if you match up, cool, whatever. Body build, all that stuff. Whenever I see you in person, it is what it is. But I'm not gonna be too strict about that. Let's see what the vibe is, because I don't feel like I'm a superficial dater. I do go for the vibe. And so we talk, and then we take it off Tinder, and we start talking on the phone, which was great because I like to send voice messages. So I'm gonna let y'all know the thread from there, but let me go ahead and do my little spiel. Okay, so boom, we take it off Tinder, right? Let me go to my little messages. The attitude's just gross and nasty, bro. So what had happened was, and no money was spent, no feelings were hurt except for one side. So what had happened was, we start talking off Tinder, we chatting it up, right? This was 2 days ago. We just exchanged numbers. So this is less than a week interaction, I'm pretty sure, because when we matched on Tinder, we weren't talking that long either. Less than a week, mind you. I want y'all to pay attention to the signs. So we chatting, hey, what's good, etc. I'm gonna let you know if anything interesting happens, and I'm fully disclosing everything, so it's not like, well, did you say something? Are you not telling us something? So he randomly asked me, do you like Legos? And I was like, nah, no fucking way, that's crazy. I just became really interested in the Lego sets. And he's like, okay, so it sounds like we're going to Lego store, etc. I'm like, okay, nice. I was like, that's my favorite type of vibe. Stop playing. I showed him this inspo pic I saw on Twitter where this girl had like all her flowers, Lego flowers displayed. It was beautiful. And so, yeah. And then he said something along the lines of like, what'd I say? I go, you must be insane because the vibes are too nice. I usually make that joke, like, you must be crazy because, like, things are going too well. But I might tell you a joke, but I won't tell you a lie. So he was like, nah, I'm not insane. I just really want to find somebody, hoping that doesn't come off weird. The truth is I'm really kind. The truth is I'm a lover boy. I'm not a certified lover boy, but I have a lot to love to give. I go, I know, just joking. I just appreciate the confirmation. That's nice. No weird at all. Very refreshing. Appreciated. I feel the same, but in the wrong hands, it's an expedited way to get hurt. People move really weird these days, but I do appreciate your energy. And then we started to talk about, like, I was like, I'm super independent and self-sufficient, but life is more beautiful with community and, like, having genuine love in your life. And I was like, yeah, likewise. I've been contemplating if I'm just going to give up and walk in with myself because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Basically saying, like, I'm about to give up. Like, I need love in my life right now. And that was the energy he was coming with. He's like, I need somebody now. He's like, I really want somebody. And my ex was the same way. Like, I'm seeing the parallels. I'm like, ooh, okay. So it's like, I think it sucks, but you go through harmful situations in life so that when they present themselves again, because life goes in cycles, you know immediately to cut that shit out, to nip it in the bud immediately, because you already been through that shit, is whatever traumatic shit. Don't do it again. You start seeing signs. You got like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and done, honestly, at this point. For me, 1, 2 and done. Okay, second chance if I start peeping some weird shit. But anyway, so he's like, yeah, I'm such a lover boy. Like, he kept stressing. I'm about to take out the word lover girl out my bio because that's attracting a certain type of unwell, I'm starting to notice, or just like a little unhinged, or like just a certain level of like, because my ex is like, he's like, you're not a lover girl. And I'm like, you're literally abusive. You're literally abusive. You do crazy shit to me. You put my life in danger multiple times. You talking about something, I'm not a lover girl. You don't love nobody because you can't love yourself enough to not even try to put the people you love in danger. Like, what? Anyways, so I was like, yeah, I'm a lover boy. I was like, okay. That's kind of like, I'm about to take that out my bio for real. And it's like, I'm not even dating seriously. It's kind of like a side quest thing. I'm not paying too much attention to it. So this was just really annoying. I took a nap earlier. I was like, ugh. Woke up, I was like, it's like, why'd you waste my time? Your time got wasted too, but you ain't spend no money. And you initially, y'all, let me tell y'all what happened. So anyways, I was like, I feel that heavy. A lot of people don't know what they want, or a severe lack of loyalty. You might be like, well, you went back and told him. I let him know I just wasn't interested in him, respectfully. And he ain't take it well. I was just telling a friend, love feels like when you find your person and you don't see anybody else romantically. Is that gonna happen immediately? No, sometimes love at first sight is a thing, but I'm not gonna see you and immediately know I gotta lock in with you with life. And that's what pissed me off too. He had such a good, like, he was like, first year you know somebody, second year you live together to see that dynamic, third year you go half and half on a financial purchase to see how they spend, and then you get married. I was like, that's sexy. Like, he had the same living situation issue with people where he ended up paying all the rent because people let him down, being a bum. Like, a lot of, like, the head on his shoulders was immaculate. This, minus that interaction we had, maybe he was hurt, but I think this would have been a great minded individual. Like, you can have an amazing mind and still have some problematic behaviors. We all do it. I do it as well. But it's like, you got to be self-aware. And I'm getting to the point where I'm just like super nonchalant. I'm just kind of like, not super nonchalant, but I'm just like, it's, bruh, like, the earth, everything gonna keep spinning. We gonna keep it on. So anyways, I was saying you find your person. So I do know what I want, but it's like, stop rushing it. We don't need to have it in a week. And I saw a post, somebody said, for some of these people who are like, I'm looking for marriage, because they're so hyper fixated on like, I need the marriage, they want to make sure everything goes perfect. I really like this post. And they said some of the people who are just looking for fun, not always, you're gonna have your big share of situationships and people being confusing and messy or like leading you on, of course. But there's some people who just go do whatever for fun, and because there's less limitations or there's not all this pressure to, we gotta be married, we're perfect, right? Oh, good. They end up getting together and locking in for a minute. I don't know the statistics on it, but I can see it because I noticed the ones that are like, marriage right now? No, you're my wife. If anything goes wrong, the world comes crashing down. So maybe it's time to hop on the, like, let's see where, before I used to be like, oh, I don't know, I just want to see where things take us or whatever. That energy, I was like, but now I actually am starting to get it because it's like, yeah, let's just see how things go, because like, slow your roll, baby. So I was on Twitter watching a video about dating these days. A lot of unsolicited information has caused mayhem. The promotion of living a wild life forever, not committing to anything or anyone. There are a lot of women who are going after guys who can provide or whatever it is, like what can you get out of a guy? And there are a lot of guys going after women for just the sake of conquest or what they can get out of a woman too. Where it's like everybody's trying to use somebody in some type of way, and there is sometimes a lack of genuineness between them. So I was like, yeah, you got all these dating coaches, life gurus, and some people just forgot how to think for themselves and move authentically. He was like, yeah, he's like, loyalty is something I never play about. I go so hard, etc. So we just chatting it up, like really good conversations. He's like, Twitter makes me sick. I'm just there for the memes. He's like, I've unapologetically been myself at 20. You know, he's about my age. He said refers to himself in third person. And my ex would do that too. So I was kind of like, he's like, I've unapologetically been, and then he said his name for this many years. I'm going to stay. And I was kind of like, no, don't be too judgy. So anyways, I had stopped replying because like I do things and my sleep schedule is crazy. And mind you, it had only been from 10 a.m. and then at 3 o'clock, he had sent a follow-up. Like a, hey, I'm knocking on your door gift. I'm like, okay, that's 5 hours. And I had just like, I was busy, I was working or whatever. And then at 5 o'clock, he was like, where'd you go, busybody? I was like, hey, my bad. I'll send a proper response later. I sleep through most of the day right now and I work through the nights. Night shifts wreck me basically. Like he was like, oh, what do you do for work? So we started talking about that and work and all that stuff. And I started to do social media. He thought like the, whatever, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Anyways, so I didn't reply because I was working, doing whatever. I just didn't reply. Like I have friends I haven't replied to in a minute. So you think I'm about to be on your date? Like that's just how I communicate. I'm a better in person vibe. So then he followed up. He goes, well, whenever you're free from being Batman and you want to do something this weekend, I'm down. So I was like, ooh, it's kind of shady and kind of sassy, but like I'm gonna let it slide. So I sent a voicemail because it's easier for me. And then that turned into like, well, should we just talk on the phone? I'm like, no, I'm sending voicemails because I don't like to text, voice messages. So like, we don't need to escalate it. But yeah, so he's like, well, why don't we just talk on the phone? Because you send a voice message. I'm like, I'm sending voice messages because you pressing me about texting, and I'm always too busy doing something to be on my phone going crazy. Like I got things I need to go do on my phone that I'm not even achieving that's related to work, let alone texting back and forth all day. And it's a constant like reply, ... reply, ... like, and he be busy too, he's working and stuff like that, but it was already giving like, oh, you about to press me for my time, which I have to offer, but like I'm not a texter. I'm just not. I'm a FaceTime type. I'll be on the phone for hours, but I'm not a texter. I'm a voice message person. But I like that, like get to it when you need to or can, no pressure. Like anyway, so I was just like saying like, hey, you know, I'm doing stuff, etc. So he was like, have you been here? I was like, yeah. That sounds cool. We could definitely do that. He's like, I'm a pleaser. I love to please. My ex said the same shit, bro. Next thing you know, he was, come to the hotel. We gotta get to a hotel right now. We gotta get to a hotel. I love to see my lady smile. I was like, oh, you already calling me my lady, and it's been a couple days. I ain't say that. We was locked in. And so yeah, he was like, you definitely piqued my interest. He said this a lot. He was letting me know. He let me know in person. He let me know virtually. Like, I'm interested in you. And I'm already that energy. I was like, damn, I love somebody being all about me so I could be all about them. But the way you're coming off is giving way too much right now. I can't handle it. It's a lot. And so he said something that ended up triggering me, unfortunately. He goes, if we start now, we'll be in matching PJs by Christmas. And I was like, damn. Y'all know with my other ex, we were supposed to get matching PJs for Christmas. And he ended up screaming at me. He had a mood swing, ended up screaming at me, mental crisis, whatever, before we went to go buy the matching PJs in the store. And then in the store, I was like shut down because I was just like, did you just yell at, like, why are you yelling at, like, what are we doing? And then he acted like everything was normal. Then we went shopping and I didn't want to buy matching PJs no more because I'm like, oh, you're not well. I'm starting to realize that. And then we left and it was a whole traumatic ass thing. But the fact that, mind you, it's summer right now. The fact that you're saying if we start now, we'll be in matching PJs, stop projecting things. I had this issue with my ex, the projection of like, and in August we'll be doing this. And it don't sit well with me personally. Maybe other people like it, but saying where we're gonna be and we just met each other this week is intimidating to me. So I was like, oh, that's a lot. So, He's like, what are you doing this weekend? I was like, we could do whatever. I just ignored it. Started sharing some music, etc. I had already, like, the moment he said that, I know it's past trauma, but it's like, even if there wasn't past trauma, I'm like, you moving quick. We just met this week. We met a couple days ago. And so I had said, okay, cool with food. I had let him know straight up, because I know how the girlies and the guys out here. I know it's a lot, and I'm not trying to seem like a pick me or whatever, but I was like, I just want to let you know I'm super easy to please, and I'm a 50 girly. I've been wanting to do stuff, experience, explore. It's my favorite. And he replied to that. He goes, I definitely want to talk about this too, because sometimes it's a deal breaker. Right now I'm going through some stuff. You're really mature for what I'm seeing, so I'm really glad to hear it. Like, hey, we gonna split the bill. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I honestly think that should be discussed before a date. Nobody should be sitting there eating food. And then, I mean, I don't know, it's up to you. It's however you move, but I just want to know at the date, like, I don't want to have this, like, who's doing the card? I don't want to think about it. I just ate a good meal. I'm not trying to sit here and think about power dynamics or whatever, or like gender roles or what. I don't fucking know. But yeah, so I was like, sorry, give me a second. He was like, do you want to chat on the phone? And I was like, right now I'm braiding my hair. Honey, I done got my whole head did. I was at the gym. Like, and he was like, oh, you busy? So then he was like, what are you looking for at Tinder? Because you seem like you have your head screwed on tight and you know exactly what you want. And a guy on Tinder, and any guy on Tinder is bogus as fuck, if you ask me. This was a typo, and maybe this will apply later, because he called me out on something that he tried to call me out on something. He said, and a guy in Tinder is bogus as fuck, if you ask. I don't know. So I let him know straight up. I was like, I'm looking for a community. I'm looking for a vibe. I'm looking for friends. I am looking for my favorite person, but I want it to come naturally. I'm not forcing it. I do know I want to be married one day. I think at this point, I don't know. It's definitely, those values are shifting, because like, what is going on in the world? I was like, I want to be married. I have my favorite person, but I want it to come naturally. I don't want it to be forced, and I'm taking my time with it. I do have some dating trauma from Tinder, from the last person I saw. So I am moving very slow, but I don't want you to take that as disinterest or distance. And then he was like, at work, he works in attics where it's like he's walking on beams and there's a steep fall underneath. And I was like, oh, I'll just text you later, because I don't want you texting me. It's like, I was talking to somebody who did driving. Like, don't text me while you driving. I want you to be safe. He's like, no, it's fine. We could talk. I was like, you're, okay. So yeah. Anyways, I ended up having a really bad mental breakdown. And yeah, this is crazy. It's a short thread. I just scrolled and that's the whole messages. I had a mental breakdown, and I had some really bad things happen with family, unfortunately, that have actually been ongoing issue that I don't plan to share. But it's been fucking my mental up, and along with the whole like don't kill just the depression, birthdays coming around, etc. Just like trying to stay in happy spirits and be super present and grateful for everything my life is right now. I was dealing with drama with my living situation, dealing with drama with people just literally wanting to come have you in your face to play with you or play in your face or whatever. So anyways, I decided to call, because he did ask to call earlier. So I was like, you know what, maybe that'll like cheer me up or whatever. And then also I do want to hop on a video call before we meet in person, because I feel like that'll save some issues too. We hop on a video call. It's immaculate. Maybe 3 hours. I don't even know. I didn't even check the time, but a couple hours. And we're talking on the phone. He's showing me his pet cat. He's telling me stories. I'm telling him stories. It's a great vibe, making me laugh. The energy's wonderful. So maybe this is the part that hurt for him, but the energy's lovely. Like, it's great. And so we were supposed to go out the next day to dinner, but he asked me, he was like, oh, no. He asked me, he was like, you trying to come over? Like, because he started talking about watching anime together. And I'm like, we not doing this in the house shit. Respectfully. Like, I get it. I understand that people who pay rent, especially when you live by yourself, it's expensive. So you want to have your date there. But there are also free things to do outside that don't involve a house. And I told myself for my next relationship, I'm not trying to get physical quick. I'm not. I want to see you really be able to fuck with me and I fuck with you. And then when the physical thing happens, it's lit. And people be like, well, I want to make sure my partner fucks well or kisses well. You could learn that. You can learn how to kiss better. You can learn how to fuck better. But you can't, it's not that you can't. It's harder to remove the physical aspect from a relationship once it gets started. So I'm not trying to be touchy-feely. And I didn't even share whether I even like being super physical, or like, I don't think it's in my profile, physical touch being my love language or something. I don't know. But even then, you don't be on somebody you just met like that. So we had talked on the phone. Well, I had called after, but he said we should go get a pizza and watch that show or something. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, we should get a pizza and watch the show. And I thought he meant like on FaceTime, like we both ordered pizza and we're watching it through screen share or something. He's like, no, in person. You said like anytime, so I know it's kind of sudden. I go, oh, let's meet in the afternoon tomorrow if that's cool. Honestly, I don't meet at night. And I'm definitely not meeting at your house. He did say that he is a like gun advocate too, which I try not to be discriminative against, because it was in a way of like, oh, I protect mine, like, yeah, sisters, family. I'm not trying to tell too much of his business, but he's like, I am like, I don't like going out without it. I'm a little nervous if I go out without it. And I'm like, ooh, that was kind of a red flag for me, because he was like, my friends be like, you shouldn't be nervous. Go. It is an active city. They do be shooting over dumb shit. You go out to party and next thing you know, they shoot and you gotta run home. So it's like, it do get active. But so on one hand, it was like, oh, cool, like you will protect me. And he just showed me that when we went to the park, there was a dog walking around and he was keeping an eye on it. And I had actually saw a kid get attacked by a dog in that same park. So I did appreciate that. I love the protective energy. But then it's also like, okay, like, don't be clutching that gun like a pacifier. Like you just kind of ready to, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and make assumptions because that's kind of rude. But anyways, so I was basically saying like, I'm not gonna meet at night at your house, but I will see you tomorrow for dinner as planned. And so once he realized like he lived up the street from me, he was like, oh, we can go catch the sunrise. I'm checking messages now. Okay, cool. So, and then we met, and then after that, it was just not it. But anyways, so he was like, we can go catch the sunrise. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's nice. Like, what is free? It's up the street. Nobody's wasting gas for real. I offer gas anyways. I could honestly walk. I'd be walking to the park that we had gone to plenty. But I was like, you know what? Like, if you want to scoop, so I'm not walking to a park early in the morning, I appreciate it. And it's on the way anyways. You're going to pass it. And I still had offered gas. So he was like, you know what, so catch the sunrise. And I'm like, okay, you don't need me to just come over and get touchy-feely. Because once you're in the environment, it's the, oh, come sit on your bed. Oh, you so far away. Oh, you so da-da-da-da-da. And it sucks. So I've been having that issue with some male friends. Like, I'll be hanging out. It's, no, come closer. Or always want to touch, bro. It's that touching shit that just be pissing me. You don't got to always touch on your friends or whatever. The truth is, y'all trying to fuck. Be honest. Y'all trying to fuck. You're hoping that you can friend your way into some pussy. Like, and once I realized that, I was old enough to realize, like, so many guys, and sometimes girls be like that too, but so many guys just really want to fuck, and they will take on a whole different persona, personality, energy, okay? They will switch the fuck up. They'll be so polite. They'll pay for things. They'll do the most just to fuck. Pussy's power. I'm so glad I live the life I do, because I'm at least gonna make my bag in the process. Y'all all gonna be fiending and this and the third. I'm gonna make my coin. So anyways, we go to the park. Oh, anyways, I'm about to go out. My friend hit me up. We go to the park, and what happened? We watch a beautiful sunrise. We talk. Okay, we watch a beautiful sunrise and we talk. And this is what kind of made me uncomfy. There are benches, you know how there's like there was like, here's the bench and there's a divider in the middle, right? This is the bench, imagine a bench. There's a divider in the middle and there's two sides you can sit on. Not much space over here, not much space over here. I sat on one side. You know, he ignored this whole other side of the same bench to sit right next to me. Like he was damn near sitting on top of my thigh. He's like, I want to sit next to you. And I was like, you don't know my physical boundaries. This is the first time we met. I appreciate you picking me up, but you damn near sat on top of my lap to the point where I'm sitting uncomfy for the entire interaction. And I'm like, just talking to him, I either got to be like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, I can't even fully turn to look at you because I'm over here like, because you on me. You're literally on me. And so he has like his arm. He's like, I hope this is okay. He got his arm on my leg. I was like, yeah, that's fine. It's whatever. Like, I'm not pressed. I'm not going to be like, oh, like, oh, get off me. But I was just kind of like, I'm making a note. So we chatting it up. He would do this thing. I appreciate the compliments. I appreciate the love. But he would do this thing. He would like sit back and be like, damn. And that energy is sexy. But you don't got to do it a lot. I told him on the phone. I was like, you gassing me, which is appreciated. But I take my glasses off. He's like, oh, with the glasses off? Oh, and yeah, I'm not trying to be rude, but yo, that's nice. So he would like just look at me like, yeah, you checking all the blocks. I'm definitely interested. And in person, I'm a virtual worker. So dealing with energy in person that you have to redirect or deflect is a task in itself. I learned that from stripping. So I was just like, you know what, just keep chatting it up. We don't gotta make it like, but he on me. Took a nice little walk around the park, arm in arm. That was sweet and romantic and very traditional. I was getting like traditional man vibes from him, which I appreciated and liked. But that being said, so he takes me home and we're supposed to go out to dinner that same day, which was literally today. We're supposed to go out for dinner. So he drops me off and I'm realizing I'm like, that was a lot. Cause like he's on me. Like he's sending me voice messages. He's like, I'm like, not to be weird, but I'm not gonna play him. I'm not doing him like that. I don't even want to put it on, distort the voice, none of that. But he's sending me voice messages. He's like, I'm super interested. Like, you need to know. I'm like, you said it. The more you keep pushing, it's a lot. It's the matching PJs by December. It's the you're my lady. He's like, my cat needs a new mama. Like, it was a lot in like 48 to 72 hours. So I'm like, I love seeing that somebody's interested. I understand you said you're a lover boy and like you full send. You have full sent. Like, and it hits me across the face and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. It's received. I love it. I'm not trying to seem ungrateful. Like, oh, you can't compliment women these days. This is why you gotta humble the woman. Da, da, da. None of that. It's just like, it was just too much. I just want a little coyness. I want to see the butterflies. I want to be a little intimidated. I want to be a little shy. I want to know like, oh, I'm feeling the same with you. And because it wasn't fully reciprocated, it's awkward. You over here gassing me and I'm like, oh, you cool too. I appreciate your energy. I like the vibe. So I ended up, before we even went to dinner, I was like, let me share two things. Let me share the fact that I do adult content. It's not relevant to whether I'm interested or not. It's just information, because a lot of people, I'm like, especially if you're on like traditional vibe, some people don't like that. And that's okay. As a woman, if a man don't want to be with you or a partner because of something you do or whatever it is, that is okay. That's okay. I don't want to be with somebody who's not comfortable with what I do. But unfortunately, what you do in this line of work can attract a lot of abusers and exploiters as well. So dating becomes harder. So he said he didn't care about that. He's like, what, is that the issue? That's the issue. But the first thing I had mentioned, I let him know, I was like, I'm going through a lot. I'm not as ready to date as I thought I was. I'm seeing some signs that just worry me a little bit. And he's like, oh, you're gonna use your past trauma to not even give me a chance. I'm like, no, I still would like to give you a chance where we can still definitely go to dinner. I'm paying for myself. And he was like, when we go to dinner later, by the way, this is another red flag. He goes, let's go to my house first and call an Uber from my house because I want to drink at dinner because I don't drink and drive. And then we'll go to dinner. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, we're not doing that. I was like, I already knew in my head. I was like, I'm going to call an Uber straight to dinner and back from dinner because now you trying to get pussy. And we just met. You already asked me to hang out at your house. I said no. Now you trying to do it again. And then he mentioned it again. He's like, okay, yeah. So that's the plan. We're going to go to my house, chill a little bit. I'm like, oh, here's this little hidden agenda coming out. And then go to dinner. And I'm like, I gotta just meet you straight dinner. If you really like me, you like the vibe, we can go straight to where we're supposed to hang out. We don't gotta get physical. I understand it's Tinder, and then he actually said he was celibate. So that made it even crazier because it's like, if you celibate, you really shouldn't be pressed about how touchy, how fast we can get touchy. And oh, that's just this one time I'm celibate, but oh, I just can't keep my hands off you. Oh, you're just so attractive. And I don't know, that's how you usually be going or something like that. And so, hold on, let me text my friend now. I'm still coming out. So I decided to call and I was straight up and I was like, listen, the vibe, 10 out of 10, but I'm not ready to date the way I thought I was ready to date. I was trying to like sugarcoat it at least enough. And then I had also shared, I was like, it's just a lot. It's a lot. Okay. It's a lot. Energy is a lot. And so I had shared that information. I had said that like as a sugarcoat. And then I also shared that it was a lot. I was like, it's a lot very fast. And that's exactly what happened with my last ex. And it turned out to be one of the most abusive relationships I have ever been in. So he's like, you can't use that what you went with him to judge me. And I'm like, no, that's why we're still going to dinner. And I'm giving you a chance for sure. But I'm also being mindful that I'm seeing the same exact signs and I'm not gonna sit here and ignore them. And I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm literally giving you the handbook of like, hey, I'm just saying chill a bit and play it cool. Respectfully, don't go to full nonchalance. I don't with you humbling you, but just like play it cool a little bit. And I'm just letting you know the signs I'm seeing are worrisome to me. So to still give you the chance I'm trying to give you, or us, not even you. It's not like, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, he has to prove himself, but trying to give us a chance. Just play it cool and let's go to dinner. I'm cool with that. So anyways, I called and then he was on the phone. He's like, well, let me step out because I'm at work. And it was like, oh, and he starts cussing. I felt the energy was just negative. It felt really nasty. He goes, well, shit. Oh, fuck it. Well, and I was so polite. I believe in privacy. I let my friend listen to the second half of the conversation. They go, you just met? I was like, yeah, we just met. Just trying to make sure I'm not in the wrong. They was like, that's a lot. I was like, yeah, that's a lot. He said, oh shit, okay. Well, so is the issue, so what, so I'm like, I'm respectfully saying, I don't think I'm as interested as you are in me. And I'm still trying to give you a chance, but like, I'm letting you know some things you might be able to do. Cause right now you coming off way too intense. Okay. I'm not about to be your cat's mama immediately matching PJs, whether it's joking or not, or just showing how much you're into a person. It's a lot for me. It's a lot, which is coming from somebody who's a heavy lover and usually doesn't get back the energy I want out of somebody. This is a lot for less than a week. And so, and I appreciate the energy, but it's like, it's also, there's an underlying need of like, we need to also be touchy. It's just too much. And so I said that on the phone, because I'm like, let me let you know before you go to dinner. And even if you're wasting your money, it's never wasting money, but even if you're utilizing your time and your money on your own food, you're not even paying for me, I don't want you to feel like anything got wasted. You mad, and he was already mad over, he said, I feel like I got played. I'm like, we just went for a walk in the park. We did a walk in the park and you mad? That's dating. I thought you got to find out how to meet somebody some way. Like, how are we supposed to know if we click if we never see each other in person? And so off the first encounter, I guess that's what's painful, but I'm like, off the first encounter, I'm like, I'm not sure, because the energy's a lot. It's a great vibe, but it's a lot going on, and I'm starting to see some light. Okay, so he got off the phone. I was like, well, listen, apologies, I would still like to go. He's like, well, let me know if you want. I said I would still like to go to dinner. He goes, well, let me know if you're trying to still go out later. I'm like, I just said it. I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to beg. I said I'd still like to go out later if you want to go out. So I'm like, I'm down. He's like, well, let me know if you're trying to go out or whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. So before I can even like finish my, okay, bye, have a good day. Click, the fastest click of my life. I go, you damn near hung up in my face. It was kind of like, yeah, shut up. Ooh, that phone call. And you know what's crazy? My friend was like, you should just ghost. And I'm like, no, ghosting is extremely hurtful and cruel. By communicating, look at this negative, nasty ass energy transfer I got put on me by speaking. And it's crazy because on the phone, he was like, well, are there other people? I go, no, not at the moment. Like, I am talking to a few prospects on dating apps, but the conversations haven't gone very far, honestly. Like, this is the furthest it's gone with anybody. And again, less than a week. Just wanted to see where we were going because I was vibing. And then he said, he was like, well, you should just give me a chance. And I go, and that's why we're still going to dinner later. And then he was like, well, you could just talk this out to me and let me know. And I go, and that's why I'm on the phone calling you. You trying to blame me for something so bad. Now I'm checking all the blocks of like what I thought you're supposed to do as a healthy adult who communicates. I'm letting you know, like, hey, listen, I'm still trying to hang. Like, we get off the phone and I'm saying, I'm still trying to hang. We cool. We good. It's cool. I'm just letting you know, like, I don't want you to think, because I'm glad I said something. He goes, well, damn, this changes that cute thing I was going to do at dinner. I'm like, what were you going to do at dinner? It's the first dinner. It's the first day we met. I hope you don't think you're going to ask to be today for me to be your girl, because we just met. So what was the cute thing? Oh, I was just saying, like, just back up a little bit. I don't know if that's supposed to be like, what was it? No, I don't want to know. Because I'm just saying, like, just play it cool a little bit. A little bit. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I feel like I owe you something already, and we just went for a walk in the park. So, anyways, he sends a picture. He just sent a little picture. I didn't get a chance to reply, like, because I love animals, so he sent, like, an animal picture. And then he goes, can I be honest with you, bro? So then he goes, can I be honest with you, bro? Yes, fellow brethren, what's up? What's up? You know what? Screen crack, whatever. I don't even want to tell y'all. He goes, can I be honest with you, bro? Yes, broski. What's up? What's up? Because you went from, I said, pull it back, cool it down a little. You went from to like immediately. Like, I'm just saying, there's two ends of the spectrum. You do. I just need the middle. I go, okay, so now I'm bro. I was like, yes. He goes, I feel kind of stupid. I feel like I know exactly where this is going to go. You don't, because you don't know me. I'm here. I'm ready to go on a date with you. We just got off the phone and agreed. He's like, as soon as I take a nap, we'll go get food. I'm like, all right, cool. Nobody said nothing. You hitting me up to start some shit. I'm thinking I'm going to go take a nap too and get ready for dinner. So I was like, honestly, I have a lot going on right now, bigger priorities, not to be rude, because I had just found out some bad news about my family, like literally within that same scope of time. I go, huge daily family stuff. I'm not really comfortable sharing, but if you're not comfortable hanging out or whatever with me, just let me know. I understand. He goes, not that I feel uncomfortable. I just feel stupid oversharing and telling you all this about me just to get slapped in the face. You gonna volunteer all this information and get mad you spoke to somebody. Literally in his profile, he said he liked to talk a lot. You shared information. That's how you get to know somebody. You're allowed to select the information you share, by the way. You're allowed to tell somebody what you want to tell them and it's okay. All right. I didn't ask you all these invasive ass questions. What's your social? What's your mama's middle name, etc. And then I was like, oh, I feel dumb. I'm about to get scammed. No, we just talked about regular shit. Like we talked about life and ideas and concepts and society, and we talked about some cool deep shit, but like, I don't think it was invasive. We talked about some traumas, dating traumas, and how to move forward. And I did that with my ex too, where it was like, hey, what's your deal? You know what I mean? Like on the first day, like we all have it. What's your little thing that like you feel like you need to work on yourself type shit? And sometimes it's just good to know from the jump. And he had said for him that his was, I think loving too hard. He said sometimes he gets a little mean. And that was a red flag for me because I did mention, I let him know I had dating trauma from an abusive ex. And when I was telling him about that, he spaced out on the phone in a way that was like, sounds like you're describing myself. I can only assume, but like the way he spaced out, he was like, oh, don't mind me, I'm just thinking. He's like, well, I do get a little mean, but I'm not gonna like do some of the things you said he did to you. And I was like, And they say you're not supposed to tell somebody you abuse because then they feel like they know what you tolerate and they might do you worse. But it's like, or you just don't abuse people. Anyways, so I go, I shared a lot as well. And I don't think I slapped you in the face metaphorically. You have to add that because ain't nobody get physical. You know, people be quick to. I go, I feel like I communicated as an adult and I'm being penalized because it's not the desired answer. Because that's what it is. He goes, not at all. You literally said when we were talking, we're going to let your past experience block your future, and turn around and told me you're not ready when I didn't even ask to date you. Oh, so that's another thing. On the phone, he made it seem like he won't even interested. I'm like, you telling me you interested every 5 seconds, and then he tried to play it off like, I didn't even say I'm trying to be about you. I was like, damn, it was like a fuck you anyways then. Hey ma, fuck you anyways then, off the street, right? So he goes, I didn't even ask to date you. And I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. And you coming off wild, talking about some, my lady, we gonna be in matching PJs by Christmas, my cat need a mama. Yeah, we locked in. I'm interested. You checking all these blocks. We good to go. I'm super invested. Well, I feel like you might want to date me. I think that's a safe assumption. But I'm just saying, even before the dating process, it's a lot. So I go, past experience aside, I feel like I'm not able to reciprocate to you the same way, to be honest, if that helps. He goes, that's cool. I wish you would have told me that initially. Nice guys finish last. I go, I figured that out today and I immediately shared. We literally hung out hours before this message said. So I'm not sure how I'm supposed to share that sooner than when I found out. He goes, when we were watching the sunrise, you weren't thinking about that would make you think about not reciprocating the same energy I would give you. So because I went to go watch the sunrise with him, I guess it made it seem like I let him know after the hangout, I'm not able to reciprocate that energy off the vibe. You're sitting in my lap at this point. You didn't even give me the courtesy and space to like, and then like, why didn't you just say something? Why don't you just sit over there? It's the first meet. Is this okay? I was like, yeah, it's whatever. But like, you didn't even ask, like, can I sit next to you? You sat next to me and then asked if it's okay that you have your hand on my thigh and all this space on this bench. So it's like, you selective with this. Like, no, I'm gonna be in your space and then I'm gonna ask you. So anyways, so he was like, after they're sitting there talking about trauma and stuff, things you don't like. I was like, ooh, you making that sound nasty and negative. I'm letting you know that we talked about a lot. Like each other's exes, etc., blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I thought we talked about life, dream, hopes, business ideas, proposals, what we want to do, like business proposals, things we want to do in the future, just like really grown people activities. So if you want to hyper fixate on the 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, but whenever we talked about trauma or negativity, and he had said that he started the whole, he goes, so what's the thing? He goes, he looked at me like, you looking, so like, what is it? He's like, I got trust issues. He said that off the bat. He's like, I don't know, man. Like, it was kind of like, are you too good to be true? Like, I got trust issues. Like, so what's your deal? And that's how we got into the talk about okay, well, like, I feel like this is my deal. I was like, I'm a workaholic. You know, I be needing time for myself to do what I do. I used to be a very anxiously attached lover. Now I'm like, I found that balance. So I'm just not as like anymore. And that protects my feelings and emotions. I don't want people to take that the wrong way either. And I'm glad I got to that point for the sake of my mental health. And we started talking about that. But I'm like, you started. You talking about something. I got trust issues. You initiated that whole conversation. And we talked about so many other things too. And so I was like, all right, so for the sake of my mental, I'm respectfully bowing out this conversation. Ooh, love that line. And then I was like, it's been a very hard day and I don't have the capacity right now. Sorry for watching the sunrise with you. He goes, I don't think you should have matched with me. I'm like, bro, it's Tinder. Calm down. I go, okay, I understand. He said, be great, good luck. I said, you too. Immediate, by the way, when I was sending these, he was immediately like, he was ready. Like I would send it and then the dots would pop up. I was like, you're not even listening at that point. He goes, I really wish I could have been your friend. You could have, you don't want to. You mad I don't want to come over. Okay, you done asked 2, 3, 4 damn times. You mad I don't want to come over. Talking about some, you celibate. No, not celibate enough, because apparently he's like, so we not going to be watching anime binges together? Like you not going to, if I ask you to come and spend the night? I'm like, spend the night? It's been a week. I don't know you. He's like, if I ask you to come spend the night, you're not doing it? Who said that was in my values? Who said that was aligned with my values? And he didn't even know about the adult world. Well, actually, at this point, after I shared it, yes. But I'm like, who said I'm quick to come spend the night anywhere? Just because you paying rent and you got your own spot, congratulations, that's for you. That's so you got somewhere to lay your head at night. That's not for getting girls, okay? If I don't want to come over, I'm not coming over. I got my own little spot too, so we ain't doing that. So yeah. He was like, I told you Tinder was bogus, and you literally showed me how bogus it is. And then he removed me from Tinder and maybe unblocked. I just didn't reply. So the little notes I took off of that interaction, it was just really, really nasty. I was like, it's a little short story time, my ass. I don't think I'm capable of telling short story time. But I'm about to get ready and go out. It's Friday, and yeah. But little notes I had made real quick, it was just a nasty interaction. And I'm just like, you try to make it, you let me know you were super, super, super interested. You came on way too strong. I let you know, please just chill out a bit, and that you still very much have a chance, thus going to dinner and hanging out in the first place. And then the call hung up from dinner plans, and you immediately started some shit on my phone in my text messages. Like, just say you didn't want to go to dinner. It's okay. Say, you know what? This is probably not a good fit. Let's cancel dinner, but respectfully have a good one. That's it. I would have been like, okay, because I'm already not comfortable going to dinner with you because you know hung up in my face earlier or very close to it. So yeah, I had made little notes. I specifically let him know, like, hey, you know, and it was the type of energy where it's like, it's entitlement. You blew my mood already. I came at you with nothing but good energy the entire time. I be talking real sweet, real submissive. I'm like, I already see where this is going, and it probably wasn't gonna be good. Mr. Me and my gun and my house and come over, and no, you ain't spend no money on me. No money was lost. No money was lost. So many guys are like, oh, I want a good girl who's not gonna use me for dinner, and why can't we just go sit at a park or take a walk? This is what happened. Not every single time, but this is what happened when I did that. Huh? What? I'm used to virtual reaction, so this in-person shit, even when dating. And then I ended up not sharing my social media because he's like, don't tell me you're some type of famous. I'm like, no, I'm really not. But I ended up not sharing, thank goodness, because next thing you know, my ex, once he found out I had like social media and somewhat of a following, he started posting hateful messages on my YouTube. He started posting nasty messages on my Instagram, telling my business, compromising my safety, okay, harassing me. He started harassing me online, talking about some, I'm gonna get you canceled. So I was like, you definitely don't need to know. Like, I want people to meet me and not know me. And they probably still will for a very long time. I'm not a big internet person, which is great, but I prefer it to be that way. But it's hard because it's like, even with traveling, once you start sharing, well, what do you do for work? It's a typical question. Oh, porn, or, oh, I say social media. I'll say social media, and then I'll share the porn thing shortly after so you can make a decision on whether you want to date me or not. The social media thing is like, ooh, well, you must be doing pretty good because don't you need a lot of followers to make money? And the truth is, for me, all my bread comes from adult content. But then it's like, okay, well, like, OnlyFans. Anyways, it's just too much. And he told me he didn't give a fuck about the OF. And I was like, I had said it because I was like, he has sisters, he seems more traditional. So I was like, it might be an issue. I thought it'd be like a listen, you know, maybe we could work on it. I was like, no, I don't give a fuck, whatever. Like, he was like, solo or with somebody? I was like, oh, that's not a good sign either. So anyways, yeah. An in-person interaction scared me because you don't know what somebody gonna do. I don't like putting myself in people's houses. Like, I was like, let me hop on the phone, be transparent instead of ghosting. I thought that was polite, and now I got this nasty ass negative energy on me. Like, my friend literally was like, just ghost. And I'm like, no, I've been ghosted. That shit hurt. Like, But you don't owe nobody your time, energy, body, none of it. We went for a walk in the park. We talked for less than a week. You just escalated things extremely fast. We went from texting, and the same day, oh, it was a 2-day interaction, actually. We started texting on Wednesday, hopped on the phone, and then we're supposed to link like Friday, but we ended up going to 48-hour interaction. I'm probably avoided 48 hours somewhere else. Dodged a bullet, maybe literally. That's not funny. Let me stop. I'm so sorry. But yeah, experience to prepare you to identify and minimize potential harm a second time. So yep. But I was just like, you know what? It's whatever. You came on super, super strong to the point where I was uncomfortable, both virtually and in person. Okay, I just asked you to play it cool. I told you how you would stand a better chance. You did not want to listen to it. Okay, I still agreed to dinner. You talking about some hang out, give me a chance. I'm like, we're gonna do that. Call doesn't even end. You click. And then, okay, he had called back later that follow up about dinner. I was like, hey, I was a little more timid because I'm just like, bro, yo, you look like you gonna yell at me when you mad. And at one point he had got on his cat on the call, and the cat did scratch him. I felt like I saw a shift. He's like, stop scratching me, like, you stop. And I was like, oh, you got a little discipline in you. Dominance, discipline. I don't want to confuse those two, but you got a little some there's not to be played with, and I'm not trying to play them games. But yeah, I was like, I'll let you know how to move. Not that you have to sit here and impress me or some type of test, but you know, and I still wanted to, like, it's like if somebody tells me like, hey, I'm feeling you, but just like try this approach, and then I'll see you later at dinner. I'm not gonna hit them up and be like, maybe a hurt, traumatized part of me would have before in the past, but now, no, I'm not doing all that. So yeah, that's how that interaction went. I just wanted to go ahead and share. I feel like dating's fried, bro. I was watching this popular YouTuber, no shade, no shame, but he was talking to some kid, and the kid was like, yo, how do I get girls? And I was like, bro, you a whole child. You talking about some girls, plural. The values in society is plural. I'm not saying you gotta be a child and be looking for the love of your life already, but plural, don't you worry about getting no girl. It's too much. It's greed, bro. Like, communicate like adults, okay? And practice ethically having multiple partners, safely communicating about it, or learning how to just be loyal so you're not the next gas station generation of old heads hollering at girls that don't want to talk to you that's half your age. Cause I'm not saying you have to settle down or whatever. You can have your fun, but it's like people gonna mess around, and next thing you know, I don't like to talk like that. Oh, next thing you know, you're gonna be old and alone. No, I don't like to talk like that. But it's like the way some people moving. But yeah, he said nice guys finish last, and I was like, yeah, you're not a nice guy. Anytime somebody hits me with the whole nice guy, the ones that have always branded them as nice guys have been usually some form of like psychologically or other ways abusive. Okay, I'm gonna abusive. No way, I ain't doing that. But let me go get ready. It's 7 p.m. Friday. I'm about to reapply my lashes real quick. I'm about to go out. Let me shower and get ready. I'll talk to y'all later. Be careful out here. That's the second Tinder experience. I dodged one before too. They was talking about their trauma in the first message. I'm definitely starting to spot it easier and quicker too. Like, I was talking to one person and that conversation went absolutely nowhere. Because in the first couple messages, they were just straight up, which is cool. Like, on some level, transparency is nice. But they were like, yeah, my wife left me at the altar or something, or wasn't really in love with me, and I felt it. So before we got married, I broke it off. And I was just like, whoa. Hey, how are you? Okay, seems like you're still healing from that. I'm gonna let you be, because that's a lot. But yeah, It's okay to come with some baggage, but it's not okay to throw them aggressively into the arms of the person you're trying to saddle up with and move to forward together with, or move in together eventually. Whenever the time is due, talking about something, I'm here, dropping your bags on the ground, on their toes and shit. All right, anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Yeah, I didn't like the hypocrisy because he called out his friends. He said sometimes niggas be weird and don't know how to act around a bad bitch. But I feel like he said the same thing in a different font. Like he was acting the same way, just trying to be more polite about it, because he was doing the same shit. The whole like, hey, oh, no, fuck you, whatever. And I think he was trying to see if I was willing to be physical. Like, he claimed he was celibate, but I feel like some people just be saying whatever to push it, okay? And for me, I understand I've been in the attached hypocritical era as well, but we too grown to not be grown out of them. I think that's the big issue. He was the one that was like, oh, just wait till you tell somebody no when you see their true colors. I didn't even get a chance to say no. We didn't even make it to the date that I wasn't even comfortable going on, but I was like, you know what? Let's try. As long as nothing involved your house, I can get to and from a place and just never talk to you again, because I did say I was going to go on the date. But anyways, I just wanted us to still have room to be individuals. It's very important to me in a modern day relationship so I don't lose myself in somebody or get hurt, or worse. I think you can commit to somebody without losing commitment to yourself. This is not expedited shipping. I'm not about to be what you need me to be in less than 48 hours. Okay? Goodbye.